Hello everyone, I'm going to be playing a game called Devotion. It's one of several games called Devotion that is survival horror, which has made it somewhat difficult to research, but I do like to go in blind. One thing I did find out about this is that it's fairly short, which with narrative-based survival horror, I think actually is a good idea. When you've got a lot of space to fill, something like, I think Layers of Fear kind of actually let itself get a little too sprawling. I think if it was a slightly more focused experience, it probably would have been a little bit better received than it was. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So yeah, this game is by a Taiwanese studio, Red Candle Games. I don't actually know what the language options are like. I can't move. It looks like we've got tofu dish in front of us. Something on the television. Okay, I can't actually move yet, which... Okay. Gossip about the neighbors. I like the sense of space here, a lot of detail, which I think that's one thing that I like about survival horror games, even, apart from scares and kind of atmosphere and tension, is that they often devote a lot of attention to rendering clear by spaces. Okay. Okay, so we're a family man. We are invested in our child's life, which is nice for a survival horror protagonist. I think I've had just about enough of survival horror games where the plot is you're a bad dad and you are punished because you are a dad that's bad. Alright, there's... It looks like perhaps a genuine earthquake, or perhaps just the screen shaking. So I'm paying attention to the narration here, but it's, probably not going to pay off for a while. All right, the newspapers on the table are shaking. My attention is being drawn to this door here. I'm not moving the mouse, it's moving its own accord. Sound of the knife sharpening. Oop. Where is our daughter? Oh no, did we kill her? That certainly would be the stereotypical guess, just judging by survival horror games. And is this, okay, there's some kind of very rudimentary table in front of us. Taking our hands down, and there's the TV stand, which is static. I think the suggestion here is that we've transitioned into like some sort of dark mirror universe version of our apartment, but we'll have to take a look around to see. I like dark mirror universes. It's an interesting... Exploring something that's like the real world, but not quite, is something that video games can do a lot better than some other forms of media. Because you can kind of experience a space in your own time. Okay, so this is a drawing by Mei Shin, who I believe is our daughter. And then we also have this photo. Not sure what the connection is just yet. May have missed something during the opening narration, or it may just not have paid off yet. It's very common in horror games to kind of plant a seed of something, which is ultimately going to be relevant to a mystery, but won't pay off for a while. It's quite dark in here. I'm probably going to have to adjust things. I can't make out much detail. I can see the fish tank, which is luminescent, the television here, which clearly has a dot over it. I like the little dots here. Very subtle way of drawing your attention to things. And then the light over the door, which I presume once I'm done here is I'm going to exit, and that's going to be what advances things. But let's take a moment. Oh, very, very cool here. There's the light at the bottom, which shows us the bottom of our characters, but not the faces. It's kind of foreboding and sinister, but it's also fairly natural lighting. It also echoes something which I think was on the main menu, where there wasn't a face to see. Perhaps it was a promotional image. Oh! We've got like a little note here. I wonder if this is just a cultural note specifically for localization. The red arowana, a pet fish considered to bring luck and prosperity. Well, it doesn't look too prosperous or lucky right now. I hope if this is an actual fish that... this seems like a small tank for that kind of fish. Alright, the kitchen is dark. This is where I would normally expect to find a light switch. I'm not finding one, so I expect there isn't one. Approaching here, looks like some kind of window out. Yeah, it's absolutely too murky. I barely can find my way out here. Okay, so it's probably not actually a Dark Mirror Universe version now that I'm looking around. I thought this was like a steel table from the way I was sitting, but I see it's now just the glass table without the newspapers for eating on. And there's some crumpled newspapers here, which suggests that... I think those are crumpled newspapers. Or are those actually crumpled leaves? Crumpled pieces... Oh, no, they're crumpled pieces of notebook paper, which... Oh, if I point at it here and I hit read... okay, so that's kind of calling to mind that image. I was just checking to make sure that I wasn't hitting R to read the stuff on the ground instead of the stuff in my inventory. Okay, so I can left-click here to turn off the television, which has robbed me of one of my only sources of illumination. Kind of increases the tension a little bit here. Oh, and it turns back on as I start to leave. Ooh, nice. It's a quiet detail. Quiet details are good when you're building up suspense in a horror game. Okay, now, this seems to be a hallway, but the way I can hear the... You notice there's a sound of water that's getting pretty loud here, which almost made me feel that I was going outside, but it's getting quieter now. That's interesting. I wonder what that was. Might just not have picked up on something obvious, but you know, flies buzzing, pestilence. That's pretty common in games as a sign that your character's like going through a rough patch of mental health, is that you hear like flies buzzing or you see decay. Clearly, from the way our apartment is outfitted, this is not meant to be a good chapter in our lives. Oh, and now we see the giraffe height chart. We're back in the apartment here. There's a screen there, but otherwise the layout seems similar. I might be a fool. But since the lights are on, we can actually explore a little bit, which is nice. Now, I noticed this out of the corner of my eye, but hadn't made anything of it, this stack of books. Could be that there's just not a bookshelf. To be honest, if this is mundane, it's just not something I have a frame of reference for. The desk I work at day after day. So okay, so the books plus the fact that I work at a desk suggests there's a calculator here, some notes, food, magazines. I would suggest maybe journalism, but again, I could be missing something. We'll see. And now we can explore the kitchen here. And this was the only color you could see from here, which is why I was drawn to it. See a sort of matronly looking woman on it, probably meant to evoke the family. I think this is a window here, which would make sense. It's generally what you find. Oh, the other apartment's fire escape can be seen from here, I think was what that said. It's gone away now. I don't actually seem to be able to interact with it. It's very possible that what's going to happen here is I'm going to have to loop and go back out the way I came. Oh. Yeah, I hear the tank here. It's still the arowana. Okay, and there's a door over here, which might have just missed earlier. Oh. Okay, no. There's some spattering around there, which is not terribly auspicious. Mason's room is locked, also not very auspicious. Here's the bathroom. Oh, I like that. Bathroom is also locked. Shit is locked. Oh. And there's some crackling. Sounds like radio static. Red umbrella. Okay. Now, I'm getting spattered with water here, despite the fact that there seems to be a ceiling over me. So, I was right here. That there seems to be some sort of supernatural rain effect suggesting something bad or something I'm guilty about that happened outside or in rain. Oh. And we've got writing over the walls. I wonder if there will be a subtitle that comes up when I approach. This is where... Oh, blood dripping down onto a red shoe. Let's poke ahead a little bit before we speculate. Oh, I've turned around, and there appears to be, yep, bad thing. No, boy! Yep, that was bracing. Fortunately, I'm recording in the daytime, or else that may have had a slightly more pronounced effect on me, despite the fact that, I mean, okay, when you're in a hallway with nowhere else to go and a monster, you know the monster's going to come at you. So if you're making your own survival horror game, and you want a monster's approach to be slightly more jarring, it's not a bad idea to give players somewhere to run to, or so like an alternate route to go down. Trapping players can be nice. Oh, I feel like such a dunce. I skipped through that. I saw something that was about a mailroom key, which would also suggest journalist. Oh, Year of the Monkey, 1980. Interesting. Okay, yes. House key. Oh, key is it found in the mailbox. It's labeled 1980. Okay, I just completely misread that. Oh, I have to E to use the key. That's a little bit clunky, but I guess... See, the problem is that if you make the inventory entirely invisible and just make it so that people can use things by left-clicking, there's the danger that they forget what they have. And if you have something which has, like, special thematic significance, there's some kind of, seems like some kind of radio soap or other drama. Photo, Li Fang in her glory days. Film crew. Oh, I like this. I like this. I like the kind of mysterious narration. Obviously implying that perhaps we are the bad dad. Lonely soul weaving your nest in a make-believe home with a stranger caught in love's masquerade. And creepy audio as the radio shorts out, which is pretty much the only way audio ever stops in a horror video game. Screenwriter, Du Feng Yu. Oh, maybe we're... Oh, okay, that would make sense. If we're in the film industry and kind of related to that. Scene 1, living hall, daytime interior. Close-up. The husband carries a potted plant over to the window and places it on the sill. Husband smiling. People say that tulips symbolize elegance and sweetness, just like our child. Wife, like you know, our child hasn't even been born yet. Alright, let's finish organizing and get dinner ready. The flower isn't blooming anytime soon, so let's eat. Soup's getting cold. Close up, the couple arrange their new home together. They hang their paintings on the empty wall, set his medals on the cabinet, and place their china on the shelves. With a human touch, the empty abode begins to feel more like home. After adjusting some furniture, the husband returns to the living hall and finds his wife waiting for him with a gift. That seems to be it. I don't seem to be able to rotate it. Alright, so one thing to address early on is that since this is a Taiwanese game, it's definitely going to evoke things culturally that I don't have a point of reference for, and that is going to impact how well I understand this game. Not just, like, you know, in a very literal sense, but how well I experience its sense of horror. Horror is always very... I mean, you know, so fear is pretty universal, but horror, as in the creation of a narrative which is... speaks to specific, like, guilt, specific feelings of tension and dread and unease. That could be very culturally specific, and I think that there's a good chance I'm going to miss some stuff. I think the main thing I'm trying to do here is just see what it's doing on a mechanical level. That's one of the things I find very interesting about survival horror games and horror games in general, is kind of how they induce feelings of horror, just through... visuals, through gameplay mechanics, through rendering tricks. Looks like we're doing a loop here. Now, before PT, playable trailer, how many games were there which were based around doing a loop of a domestic environment? Because it's such a simple and effective thing that, you know, it doesn't feel like a ripoff when other games do it, even though that's what you're tempted to say, because there's so much room to express individual stories this way. Alright, there's a nail on the wall where something was hung. Hanging nails. I seem to remember I didn't really find anything here last time. Okay, so I suspect I'm supposed to hang something up here. Now, what was inventory? I use. Oh. Li Fang's posters and record titles from her heyday. After our marriage, she stopped getting her portraits done. Oh, so we're married to her. And our faces obfuscated. I wonder, yeah, I wonder if that's to create a sense of, like, sympathy between us and our character, or if that's because our character feels some kind of shame, or if there's some other reason for obscuring the face. So, yeah, this was, as you would expect, the bedroom. It's pressed up against the wall here, which I don't like that, because I like to have my side, but actually, maybe this is suggesting that this is after the marriage. Or, like, that this is after, like, a fallout in our marriage, which was implied by the kind of rude state of the living room here. Because, again, there's not, like, there's not another bedside here. There's just the one. I wish I knew what this was. Looks like a calendar, maybe? But, again, I can't read it. After her marriage, she stopped getting her portraits done. I'll have to think about that. Well, there's her vanity there. This is odd, actually. I'm getting mixed signals here. Because again, there's still her vanity there. I didn't see any obvious signs that it was disuse. Oh, here's our, what I believe was our daughter's room. It's dark. There's nothing in here I can activate to turn it on. I'm guessing many of these assets are actually blacked out so that we can't discern any details from them prematurely. Oh, so this is as we're moving in, which is probably meant to evoke the TV script we saw earlier. Maybe that's why we hadn't sorted things out there. Yeah, there's boxes. The walls are bare. Display cabinet. Is there anything I can use here? No, inventory is empty. That might be where I got the thing. Oh, here's a trophy. Oh, this is interesting. I'm moving in. Porcelain bowls. Oh, so I choose, do I want to display the porcelain bowls or the trophy? That would be interesting. Let's put out the bowls. Oh, this can't be used here. Nope, that space is solely for my own glory. Bowls probably go in the kitchen. They didn't particularly look like decorative bowls. Oh, empty dish rack, yes. Nope. Very frightening. I will say, maybe I'm just my own kitchen. My wife and I enjoy having a lot of kitchen things. There's looks like the same kind of tofu dish we were enjoying earlier. Not a lot of storage space is what I was getting around to, and I guess that's, storage space varies a lot from location to location, from apartment to apartment, and also culturally. But I suppose if you're floor cleaning detergent. Okay, that's interesting. I can't actually pick this up, so I'm just examining it. Handwritten on the bottle, conserve use. It's interesting that that's a detail that they decided to present to us. It's implying maybe that we do conserve use a little too much and don't do the dishes. No. Maybe that'll pay off later, or maybe it's just, I don't know, just sometimes in localization. Oh, that was a best screenwriting prize. I should have examined it in more detail. Okay, so we probably met our wife. Logically speaking, she's an actress and we're a screenwriter. That seems like the story being told here, which I like the specificity. Lulu, creamy apple flavored. Mei Shin often eats this snack. Okay, so they just kind of explicate the significance of that detail. All right, lights went out. Let's go ahead and poke a little further. Let's see. Still dark. Oh boy, this is fucked. Somebody stuck a doll in there. Ballerina doll, decorative doll made of icing. Was that right? So for like a cake, like a birthday cake for a young girl. Oh, where's that coming from? Oh boy. Well, let's see if the bedroom has anything before we hit the obvious progression. Okay, it looks pretty much the same, so I never did get that bedside table. What's that there? I'm leaning in closer. I'm actually not sure. Might be that I'm just dumb, might be something that is culturally specific. Can't tell what that was. Might have been a hairbrush. Again, somebody can feel free to point this out in the comments. There's that radio. And, yep. Getting really stuttery. Red Candles, which this is made by Red Candle Games. Dear, do you like my gift? I'm not sure what it is. See a highlighter on the candlestick implying I'm probably going to take that in a moment. Is this a tape recorder? Lighter. I guess not. Alright, well, we have our lighter here. This is the lighter you've always wanted. It must be like a fancy lighter, I guess. You must be exhausted from all the unpacking. Get some rest. I want you to know that I'll support you always. Happy Father's Day, your loving wife. Well, there was at least some good times in our marriage. That's nice. And there's a little box it came in. Animal noises. It sounds like a bird song. Calendar. Wish I could see what was marked on it. Doesn't seem to be any localization there, but yeah, I'll just have to continue. That's quite loud. Is that a pet bird? Sounds like it's coming from outside. Before I go out here, okay, so this is still during move-in, which is tracks with the note we had earlier. I'm just gonna poke around to see what this place looks like. All right, so we're hanging some posters up here. Oh, there's the door to the fire escape that I think was mentioned earlier. Can actually go for that right now. And there's our fridge, which I actually thought it was turned the other way earlier. Looks like a bowl of fruit. It's nice. Okay, but yeah. So here we go. We got some kitchen stuff over there. It doesn't seem quite so cramped anymore. Let's press on. The hell is that sound? Really not clear. It's clearly not going to be clear for a while. So it said 1980 on there, which seems to track with the brand of television and a few other minor details. And is this this would feel odd in an actual space to just have an apartment at either end of the hallway. The Tiger, 1986. Okay, yep. 1986, key in the found the mailbox. So I think this is our apartment again. Oh, keep forgetting to do that. Alright, let's use this. So I haven't had a use for that ballerina yet, or perhaps I missed a use. Oh! I was about to say human beings, but no, not quite. Just creepy representations of our marriage. I like this a lot. This is interesting. And I said, now we can kind of see what probably we kind of look like. This doll's watching television. Don't they look content? Cigarettes, an indispensable item for every writer. I've personally found this to be the case, but then again, I'm not a very accomplished writer, am I? Yep, I'm writing. Okay, so here's some homework. Today I cleaned my room and Daddy helped me put all my toys away. My room has a very big bed. I can play house on top of it. Oh, that's nice. Teacher's comments. You should try cleaning your room yourself. Teacher, Chen Yijun. Quiz scores, vocabulary 95 points, math 97 points, parent signature due. Okay, so I think I remember there was some trouble with the school later. I was kind of half paying attention to the subtitles, half paying attention to the environment earlier, but that's a change. No fish representing prosperity. We're looking in the aquarium, though. That's interesting. Here's the wife watching dishes. The sink is blood red. Blood red sink. There's some kind of just spoiled thing here. Can't quite get a look at her face there. There's the fire escape. Probably going to need that later. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That... Yeah, he was definitely not looking that way before. Oh. Shit. Oh, shit. That's good. That's really good. Oh, boy. My daughter's room just opened up here. Let's... Yep. Okay. Don't want to turn around, but probably have to. There's a metronome there. A small chair used when playing house. She does have a pretty big bed. Why a metronome? Is she a musically inclined child? Did I miss something about that earlier? Okay, fuse box is inaccessible. Bathroom is locked. You know what? I'm not looking forward to the bathroom. Okay, I'm taking a photograph of our creepy-ass daughter sitting on the bed. I finally got my own nightstand and wife holding her. What else is different about this room? Nothing much. It's mostly just that detail. Here's a record player. Oh. Why? Why would I take it? Why? Why? Ceramic doll used when playing house. Okay, so I'm supposed to take this back to the bedroom, presumably. Oh, and a Polaroid camera. I remember once holding it. Lost one day, so I bought a single lens camera. Okay. I like how it unrolls more narration in the sequence when you rotate it. That's a little detail. Like you think about it, the more as you examine it more. It's nice. It's clever. And they're both looking at me also now when they were previously looking at the television. Yep. They're all looking at me. Oh, this is good. This is really creative. I like this a lot. I mean, I don't like it a lot, because it's scaring my ass off, but it's very inventive. Okay. Oh, and now that I've put the doll here, birthday grab ceremony performed for a baby who's reached 1 year. Okay, yeah, I've actually been to one of these. So you predict what the baby. You place various objects in front of the baby, and it'll predict what they get into. It's dependent on culture. And looks like in this one, commonly used items include a pen, ink, paper, enamel, abacus, garden tools, seals. Other items include homophonic objects that correspond to careers or traits. Garlic sounds like calculate in Chinese and can represent accounting career. Onion sounds like smart and can represent an intellectual career. So let's keep an eye out for this kind of stuff around here. Direction of a child's development is of great significance to parents, especially in modern times. Parents expect a lot from a child's early education. It's wise to cultivate the interests. Okay, so there's... Let's see if there's any pens around here, because we're a writer, so foisting that on our kid would be kind of the de rigueur thing to do. Oh, there's the... Hi guys! How are you all doing? So metronome. Oh, there's a big-ass piano, which we can't miss that. So, so maybe like putting the piano in there from the kid from an early age is... Besides singing, she also loves doodling. We're trying to already get her sort of inspired here. If you spot any items that seem significant that I don't notice, go ahead and post in the comments. I'm keeping an eye out here, but I might miss something. Piano. Yes, I'm aware of that. That it is a piano. Hey guys. Yep. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna go take a shit. Be right back. Oh boy. Yep. Here's a bathroom. Tub. Oh, 2 handprints there. I think that's the mirror. Yep, my handprint. Looks like probably not my daughter's handprint. That seems a little too large for her. There was a practice book, which we're clearly supposed to take over to the piano. I like the bathtub. I mean, it's pretty dated, but it boy, someone blew up this toilet. I tell you what. Okay, you guys ready to face the peanut gallery? Let's see if I can get in here. Nope. Okay. All right, they're still. Oh, good night, guys. Okay. Okay, so I have to... Yep. Clearly got to turn my back here. Oh, that's good. It's happy birthday. Because that song's in the public domain now, but also now, the birthday party. It's nice. Nice little birthday party. Let's attend. Family photos on every single wall. Okay. Circle of red candles on the floor. Yep, everyone's favorite birthday tradition. Bloody candles everywhere. 4th birthday. Put the ballerina doll on the cake. Let's all sit down and have fun. Oh, is this our birthday? 49? Oh boy. That was interesting. I don't think that was meant to be a scare, where she leans over and blows the candles. By the way, for those of you not watching subtitles, she said, "I want to be a famous star like Mom." So, Sing Star. This looks like an actual television show, which is probably why it's so stammery. Let's fix the television. Percussive maintenance. Contestants from around the globe. Superstars, newcomers. A massive gathering of singing finesse. Oh, she's on Taiwanese Idol. You can sing, I can sing. The stage is set. Welcome to the Rainbow Star stage. So yeah, moving the mouse does not move my view. We are just sitting and watching television. which means I'm actually fairly grateful that it cut out, because I'm not actually trying to watch a TV show most times I play video games. Somebody's hammering on the door. They really would rather like to come in. Fortunately, I've evicted all of the mannequins from my kitchen. It's going to be a little hard getting around there. I got a small kitchen right now. If one of us is in there doing something, the other has no chance of accomplishing anything. Literally, you can't open the fridge all the way right now. Okay, yep, bathroom. Yeah, sorry for wasting time here. It's pretty clear that I'm supposed to just go to the front door, but I often sometimes find it rewarding to poke around first. All right, we can look. Oh, this is a cute trick. By looking at the height chart, we can actually get a sense of how old the kid is. And of course, there's no one there except our own guilt and fear. That's trundle across. I'm actually just noticing now. Maybe it was there earlier, and I just didn't notice. See how aggressive this wobble effect is? My view is canting left and right all over the place, and I'm just pressing down the W. Oh, we have an actual turn in the hallway here. No other apartments, but, you know, nice little turn in the hallway. That wasn't very startling. And so today, they celebrate their child's birthday as candles light the cozy room. The joy of family and peaceful celebration. My sweet child, what gift would you prefer? Father will grant you anything. I am grateful, Father, Mother, but I do not wish for a gift. I just want our family to be mirthful and content. For the child, such an ordinary moment would be especially cherished. If you'd like to know why, we must talk about that strange illness. Oh, interesting. I will say also that it's quite interesting. I've never seen a script for this character structure. Child's drawings. I have to confess that I've never in a game felt particularly unnerved by child drawings, and many competent studios have made their best attempt. Hasn't landed yet. Surgery. It says surgery, doesn't it? Sure does. All right, let's learn about that mysterious illness. 1985, which I think is the next year. Yep. Use. This is an interesting way to proceed through time. It gives a little bit more of a coherent structure than your average PT-style game. I find I kind of like it. Again, it's very narrative. This game really could not be too long. This sort of thing is engaging for over the course of a reasonably tight narrative, but can you imagine 12 hours of poking through this apartment? It really wouldn't work out. To the parents, greetings. Third-year student, Du Mei Shin. Date 11/45, March 18th, 1985. So this is our daughter, Mei Shin. Cause, difficulty breathing, sent to school clinic, actions taken, emergency transportation to hospital. Message to parents, further medical testing is advised as early as possible. Oof, terrible moment for a parent. After receiving this notice and seeking further medical attention, have the doctor fill out the reply form with the treatment provided. Return the reply slip to the school medical clinic so that we may continue to provide the student with medical care. Oh, and underneath we see the presenting kid note. I wonder why. Is that because it's the next note in our inventory, or was it deliberately chosen as a backdrop? There's our fish. I'll have to go back and... windows are taped because of the folk belief that stops it from breaking. It doesn't. A storm will break your window. If it feels like it, tape won't help. Let's see. I'll have to go back and review. I think along the way, I always do make some faulty assumptions. Wash hands before entering. Oh, that's not good at all. She's crying too. We can go into the bathroom and wash our hands in a moment, but let's see if we can sneak a peek at the bedroom. No, evidently not. You always do make some faulty assumptions when you're trying to read a narrative critically from a game like this. But I find that it's communicated its rules fairly well as we've continued. Yep, hands are bloody as we wash them. And the more we wash them, the bloodier that we get. That's interesting. Bloody hand... Oh, are we just scrubbing until they bleed? Or... Because it looks like we've placed them in blood. More blood. Okay. It's usually a sign of guilt, but at the moment, what do we have to be guilty about? Is this like a flash forward, perhaps? Interesting. Alright, let's go check in on sick kid, or more accurately, ominous thing that will be in place of sick kid. There's a note on the door, but it's too dark to see clearly. Wash hands before entering. I did. Okay. Alright. Yeah, this appears to not actually be our daughter's bedroom, but a hospital room, which would explain the note. I like the juxtaposition. You know, it uses the framing device of exploring the apartment, but clearly some rooms can stand in for other geographic locations. That's nice. E remove needle. Unsurprisingly, the doll elected to do something creepy. Remove the other needle. And remove the final needle. The music leads me to suggest that this is meant to be a somber moment rather than a frightening or disturbing or foreboding moment. And yeah, we've transitioned into something peaceful, which this is more about the character's emotional state than it is about setting up a scare. Dume Shin, 30018, 10 years old at this point. Thoracic specialist says she has chest tightness, difficulty breathing. Patients, x-rays, and blood work analysis normal. No physical ailments observed. Recommend. Interesting. Cut x-ray film. We meant to rearrange this somewhere, perhaps? Why would it be cut? The fact that it's not... I don't know, the way it was cut suggested maybe this isn't just like a pretense for a puzzle, but it actually represents a real event. Here's a medical screen blocking the rest of the hallway, so I don't go off poking around. In fact, this has the same layout as the apartment, but it is clearly a hospital. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Child's room, night interior. Candles illuminate the bed and the herbal tea remedy. Father, when will we go down to the big city? We cannot do so under these troubling circumstances. Son, when your illness is past, Mother and I will take you anywhere you'd like. So I like that these scripts are clearly not what's actually literally happening, because it's like different characters, but perhaps it's our characters like kind of processing what happens artistically. Father, the needles are painful. The treatment is unbearable. The husband pulls the acupunctural needles out of his child. No more pain, no more pain. Father won't have you suffer anymore, so that's clearly like tied to what happened earlier. The child, tired from crying, drifts into sleep. How's this going to work? It has been such a long time, my heart aches. Set your mind at ease. I have another way. So we can't stand seeing our child suffer any longer. That's pretty grim. I mean, that's certainly suggestive of what's likely to happen. Okay, here's the puzzle. So there may be a reason for these X-rays to be cut off, or there may not be. I guess we'll see, won't we? Okay, so this seems to be this part here. There. Okay. See if I can... Yeah, alright, open up the inventory and use these here to finish this puzzle. I don't like this puzzle. Not that I don't like... it's not that I don't like rearranging things, but I don't like the way they're stacked on top of each other here. And it just automatically switches me to the next one every time I finish with one. This feels very cumbersome. I feel like this is going to take longer than it normally would. Okay. So we can project chest x-ray. Oh, and now I have to point it at something. That's interesting. Oh, clearly I'm meant to point it at her, but yeah. Lacerations. Did I murder my kid because I couldn't stand seeing her sick? Probably not. Again, wish I knew what this was. Phone's ringing. Collect call from Terror. Hello, Mr. Du. This is Mentor Hugh. I've heard about your situation. Do not worry. Come upstairs and see me first. Alright, so we're actually going to go into some supernatural territory. That's another possibility. The old, medicine isn't working, but there might be another way. I had assumed, and this is strange, but games which are grounded so much in mundane circumstances of life like this, which have so much emphasis put on, like, kind of individual little details, and which have like a supernatural kind of metaphorical structure, often do not have, like, often suggest that everything that's actually happening is natural and real. They often don't have, like, kind of a sense of something magical happening, which we'll have to see where this is going. Music coming from here. So this seems like this might be what the hallway actually looks like. But we're upstairs, so we're kind of out of the usual area of our apartment. I mean, we may not actually be upstairs yet. I sort of assumed that it would transport us there. Because every time we leave the apartment, we sort of end up where we need to be. Oh, no, we do in fact need to climb the stairs. Child listening to the radio. Yeah. Interest cultivated from an early age in music. Alright, let's go ahead and climb up here. Oh, child standing in the corner. Interesting. Child in the hallway. I can hear kind of a whispery, like, suggestion of something here. It's interesting that it is making us actually literally come upstairs. Okay, so this is what I saw downstairs. So this may be some kind of traditional magic, or traditional, like, healing. Again, I don't know. I don't have enough cultural context to figure out what it is. For all I know, it's... Okay, television. This looks like part of our apartment, but it's isolated. We're lacking the usual framework for... This is kind of what it was like when we actually first entered this game, a little bit. Yeah, it's just the bare table, ashtray, television. So we're sitting back down, so we're kind of like returning to where we were then. Is that same reality show? Rainbow Star Stage, yeah. Cradle of Superstars. It's finally time for our youth category's challenger performance. Let's give a warm welcome to, Du Mei Shin with a rendition of Lady of the Pier. Take it away. I have a feeling we're not actually going to get to see our daughter here. Oh, no, we do. Okay. That's actually, that's kind of... it's breaking an unwritten rule in this kind of game. Where the thing that haunts us isn't ever, like, fully represented. I mean, we saw... You know, we've seen, like, pictures around and everywhere, but mostly, like, she seems to be represented by, like, dolls and symbols. But now we're actually just getting to see her perform. That's unexpected. Calendar over here. Looks like the television's broken. We're not meant to slap it, which... That's what we're trained to do earlier. It's 1987. Oh. There's another little vignette over here. Now, this is where it should be geographically in the apartment, and this is where it was even at the doctor's office, but it's further away. And now that we can see that it's a one-way mirror, and there's... Okay, interesting. Plot thickens. Oh, yep, got some layers of fear going on now. And we're in a room filling up with water. In fact, we're going to drown. This is like, oh boy. Where's Mei Shin? Did we drown our daughter, perhaps? I'm just, all of my guesses and assumptions are trending towards the daughter murder. Okay, we're climbing out of our bathtub now. Oh, there's blood in the bathtub. And that wet noise, she's running out of the bathroom, interesting. And we know that's her because we saw the dress in the last one, also because it's just a kid. Bathroom full of blood. This bodes very poorly. But anyway, that water noise sounded exactly like the water noise we caught in the hallway in the beginning. There used to be an article here, but it's been torn off. 2 from 1980, which was The Happy Times. Let's look around, see if there's anything. Elevator. And again, we've got a definite can't here. And what's this? Click a fragment of the past to traverse into a flawless present. That's interesting. It's rare you see anything that's supposed to be be encouraging in a game like this. Something used to fit here, but I can't remember what. Of course, I rather strongly doubt that this game is going to have an encouraging finale. Okay, a couple doors have opened. They're clearly drawing our attention to the fact that there's multiple open doors, which suggests a non-branching path. There are 2 different articles we need to find, so it could be that we can engage these both non-linearly. Year of the Tiger, 1986. I can't open the mailbox for a mailbox key. I'm going to backtrack and see if I can get through that other door. Oh, and there's another door here. Yep, 3 doors. Perhaps one for the boss in that door that we can't get through, and then a couple more for... Oh, loading. I didn't check what the date was. Maybe there'll be a calendar inside. This is the first loading screen I think I've really seen. Yep, stormy, dark apartment. Fortunately, we have our lighter gift. Oh, boy. Shan travel guide. Mation's been sulking in a room since we can't go on our trip anymore. Could you go and read Mation, our favorite storybook? Let's light some candles. Liar. Yeah, we promised her a trip, but it didn't pan out, maybe because of her health problems. That's rough. That looks like the toy. Okay, that looks like what we found on the bed earlier. Oh, okay, so maybe this is what she chose as a child. It looks like a child's instrument. I'll have to... Do I have the document handy? Birthday grab. Pink paper, enamel, abacus, garden tools, seals, etc. Okay, so looking at it here, there looks like a recorder. So maybe that's a stand-in for an instrument, or I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into that, but that seems like that could be. The fact that it was on the bed suggests that it was something that we were regarding fondly, which suggests maybe it had that kind of significance. I don't know. A meal for 2 and a bunch of medications. I haven't eaten yet today. Keep finding myself looking at all this food. My beloved child, this wine will follow you sweet and ripe, brewing in the pot, mother's 3 blessings, wishing your silhouette embraced by silk, wishing your hair illuminated by the stars, wishing your steps admired by all. As I wait patiently, let time mold you into a lustrous jewel. Okay, I don't have any context for this. I meant to engage this with my inventory, you can tell, because there's the T there. But I don't actually have an object to use. Lighting candles on top of the piano. Okay. Let's read the creepy doll bedtime story. Once upon a time, you didn't murder me, please? There are 3 people in my family, my mother, my father, and I. My mother is a housewife. I'm sorry, just to take a moment. I find it interesting to see kind of how the box structure here compares to like the paper you learned to write on as a kid writing in Western script. It's very interesting. And my mother is a housewife who likes to sing while she's cooking. My mother used to be a famous star. Every word, every song she sings sounds perfect. My father's a screenwriter. He writes a lot of words every day. It's very impressive when you're a kid. He often works late, and I can't bother when he lurks, or mother will scold me. I like that it's mother will scold her because, again, I've had it just about up to here with dads who have no time for their kids in horror games. Although I'm sick and can't go to school often, Mom and Dad always take care of me at home. Mom says if I get better, I'll be able to play outside more often. I love my mommy and daddy. I wish for us to have a healthy and loving life. Anyway, to continue what I said, it's just like the game where you're playing like a shitty father who's so tormented because he was a shitty father. I find it hard to sympathize increasingly. Ceramic doll. It's not that it's an invalid story or anything. It actually didn't get me very much. Honestly, that's the least of what I expected to happen. And I had to make the decision to walk into her, which can be creepy, but in this case, I just, again, I knew exactly what to expect, and it wasn't all that bad. Okay. Nothing good lasts forever. 1 year, the novice monk suddenly fell victim to illness. It ravaged his body and soul. He couldn't have eaten for days. His health declined rapidly, but the village doctors were stumped. The father could do nothing but worry endlessly. At this time, the snake abruptly appeared and said to the father, I am a spirit serpent 1,000 years of age. Since your child's birth, I have witnessed his resolve, his great sense of duty and filial piety. His virtuousness outshines even my own. Let me help him through this troublesome bout. Heed my instructions. My flesh and blood, brewed into a medicinal wine, shall remedy his condition instantly. So we are literally or figuratively brewing this kind of medicinal wine. The great spirit serpent delivers a fatal bite unto himself, offering his body to the ever-grateful farmer. Sigu Guanyin, Legends 16. Goes without saying that I don't know how to pronounce any of this stuff properly, so on the off chance that you ever need to ask someone who knows how. Don't rely on how I say it. There's that fuse box that we pulled the birthday figurine out of. It occurs to me, we got that birthday figurine sometime before we needed to use it. Question marks? Okay. I need to light these candles again, apparently. I have a feeling that we're making our way back to the wine. Those candles are still lit on my desk. Maybe I am focusing too much on... School Correspondence Journal 2. It's boring at home. The same stuff keeps playing on TV, but I'm sick, so I can't go to school. I've been to so many doctors, but I'm still not feeling well. I have to write my journal because my classmates do too. Oh, so she's trying to do some homework at home. Today I have to feed Daddy's arowana fish. It must be sad being stuck in a fish tank just like me in the house. Well, it's pretty on the nose. Zzz, whoa. So not back to the kitchen. Looks like, Dume Shin. It's a button labeled Dume Shin. Take pills. Where's this going? Luggage? Alarm clock. Dume Shin doesn't feel like she has autonomy in her life. Daddy lied to me again. Oh, we're in the fish tank. He said we'd be going on a trip. Then changed his mind and said we couldn't. Changed his mind. Ooh, that hurts. I mean, of course, we probably didn't. I know I'm not sick anymore. He promised to take me to Alishan today. It's rough as a kid. It's interesting how we're pressing these buttons here. Let's think about what that means. Television. Again, it just seems to suggest that what she's going through is like very rote. But it's a very abstract and labor-intensive way of showing that. They put a lot of effort into it. Oh, the portrait's replaced with her child's drawing of the portrait. Plus, I'm taking Dad's wallet and Mom's hat, so they can't use them anymore. You go, kid. Disease prevention is a civic duty of the Department of Health, caring for the public. So she's like running away? Yeah. Or just being spiteful. Let's see. Making her way around to the next set here. Window. It's stormy outside. Oh, did she run away during a storm, which is why, like, the umbrella and stuff, perhaps? I had the key in the marble box. It's in my secret hideout, okay? Don't tell Mom and Dad. Opens the wardrobe. Must go out and play, must go out and play, must go out and play. She's covered the other two buttons with these stickers. The Mei Shin show. Mei Shin's still having trouble breathing. There's the fish. She won't eat vitamins. At least she finished what the doctors prescribed. Where'd the rest of her pills go? Oh, did she dump them in the fish tank? She sure did. And now, yeah, we are in the fish tank. That's creative. I like it. So far, I'm enjoying this. It's not very scary, but it is horror. It's just not startling horror. And, yep, the fish died, which Boy, marble. Fish eye? A fish just sort of up and dying when it represents prosperity. That's a bad sign. It's literally a bad omen. Okay, so that's still flagged with question marks. Probably getting to the point where I need to wrap up tonight, but I'd like to at least cycle through this section here. Alright, so we have this marble, but I'm not sure what it's for. This light flickering here makes me think that I'm supposed to come this way. I think she hid something in the wardrobe. Huh? Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, and here's a box I'm supposed to drop the marble into a marble maze. Clearly. Alright, so I think I need to do it from outside that. Here. Yep. Use. Oh boy. I might have to fast forward through this part, folks. Yep. Yep. Okay, well. Or maybe I'm just awesome at marble mazes. It's possible. I could be good at something at some point. Any day now, really. Okay. Down there. Where am I trying to get the... Okay, I'm trying to get into the hole up there, so... This is going to be a tricky move, but I need to get it up the... Oh, she's got all sorts of stickers, including a microphone. Like applause. And stars, which was... I think it was like Star Rainbow or something. Okay. This is going to take a second here. Yeah, just a second. I'm doing the marble maze. Okay. Fuck. Fuck. Boy, if this was a Twitch stream. Twitch plays that marble maze from Devotion. Hey! 50th time's the charm. Is that dog gonna do something creepy when I successfully do this? One good trick in horror games, if you're trying to startle someone, is to make you do something that requires a lot of patience, focus, and dedication, and then just scare your shit off. But that's not what just happened. And I kind of knew from the way it was gonna happen that it wasn't actually going to, like, nothing startling or fearful was gonna happen. So that was, I mean, it was an opportunity that they passed up. Might have been good if they'd taken advantage of it, but again, startling doesn't seem to be their main goal. I got everything from this. Okay. So I'm going to this window here, which is where I thought I was supposed to be next, but, oh, here we go. Here's the door. Can't even imagine how that's going to look. I'm probably going to have to tweak the brightness all to hell. Nothing in here. Okay. Oh. Kids watching the TV, which is over here now. Oh yeah, there's the piano now. Examining this, it's the weekend. Dad said if I took my medicine, he'd now play, but he's lying again. I really took my medicine. I was good today, but they still lied to me. Bought a bunch of vitamins, but I don't want to take it. It doesn't make me better. We're supposed to go out and play, but we didn't. Daddy always lies. I don't want vitamins, etc., etc. Which, to be fair, vitamins don't actually help you avoid being sick as long as you're having a diet which has any vitamins in it. Yeah, guys, vitamin C supplements do not prevent you from getting sick unless you have some kind of critical vitamin C deficiency. Oh. I've got the option for lighter, but we're loading now. Did I get what I needed? I guess we'll find out. Suitcase key. Oh, should I have tried to open the suitcase? Obviously. Can I go back, though? Maybe this is for another suitcase? Okay, this is non-linear. That's interesting. I mean, I identified that earlier, but I didn't think it was non-linear to the extent that you could actually enter and exit these rooms. This is a level of free roaming which is very unusual. in this sort of genre of horror game. Locked suitcase. Okay, so here we go. Suitcase key. This is a nice little thermos. Storybook. Okay, so this is what I need to read during bedtime. I'm going to go back in there if I can. Oh, it's an inventory item. Back cover assigned Doomation. Okay, so that wasn't exactly mind-blowing, but... Okay, let's read to our doting creepy doll daughter. Oh, we're actually going to read the book. That's... You know, children's books... illustrating a children's book is its own, like, full-time endeavor, so having a children's book in your video game is not nothing. And... Shoo, father's on the hunt. Gigantic mountain boar appears in the forest. It's animated. Father's precise arrows strike the boar's leg. The gigantic boar is furious, rushes over and knocks father to the ground. Oh, this is a badass kid's book. When they return home, the daughter Shasha carefully tends to her father. But father is in considerable pain. She gives him herbs to apply and liquids to drink, but nothing works. Bedridden for days and nights, father's illness does not get any better. Shasha is very sad. She's unable to sleep. She decides to embark on a journey to find a cure. Shasha crosses peaks and valleys to reach the Temple of the Fertile Goddess. Temple of the Fertile Goddess is a grand golden palace. It rests in the middle of the forest with its entrance wide open. And resident of the forest is a welcome guest. Oh, Fertile Goddess. Shasha pleads, please will you cure my father's illness? Fertile Goddess answers, this here is an extraordinary flower. When it blooms, any illness, however severe, will be fully cured. So we have a magical seed. But you must first fertilize this magical seed with the most precious thing in the land, says the Fertile Goddess. Gold. Shasha thinks to herself, father used to tell me, the most precious spirit water is located on top of the sky tree. Stepping out of the tunnel, Shasha sets off on her new given quest. It's even an animated children's book. She comes across a small grove and pushes deep into the woods. Oh, wow. Didn't see this one coming. This is a side-scroller. They just made a different video game in their video game. Shasha pushes and shoves the trees as hard as she can. She's rewarded with a juicy apple. Did I just mean to throw that apple down the hill here? The chubby bear is awfully hungry. It wants to eat lunch. A juicy apple would make a tasty meal. As but a child, but I think that goes without saying. Okay. The bear is appeased. The water is too deep. How is she going to cross the river? You know, having children's books like this for kids in forms of simple, happy video games, it's not a bad idea. We're gonna ride on the bear's back? No. It's just as well. I don't have a saddle. I don't know how to ride bareback. Okay. Oh. Can I get up there? Okay, I can get back up here. Get another apple. Pick it up. Okay, so I press E to throw whenever. So, if I throw the apple here... Yeah, that's clearly what I'm supposed to do here. Rushes towards the juicy apple. Oh, very whimsical. Forms a bridge for her to cross. Misspelled seizes, but that's fine. What about the chubby bear? It'd still suck. It'll never come out if she just leaves it there. You're right, what should she do? She finds some soapy water. She builds a big bubble that picks the bear up and leaves it out safely. Well, now this is ridiculous. Very smart. Where will the bear float off to? This is now a tabletop role-playing game. It's probably going off to school, too. Reasonable. I like that our daughter's editions are done in crayon and that they linger. That's good. Thinking about what the tie-in is to hear actual like dread or horror, and I'm thinking it's going to be that once we reach the end here, we look up from the book and then a bear eats us. In real life. Okay. Oh no, 2 deer are fighting in the woods. Shasha's very frightened. How do we get past here? I wonder how long this is going to go on for. Okay, too scary. Can't go any further. Maybe I'm supposed to night in the woods my way up these mushrooms. Yep, called it. It's tricky because they're clearly part of the background here, but and usually like bouncy mushrooms, antlers. Or putting in her backpack. I was hoping we'd put them on her head. Thought that would have been amusing. Okay, now that we have antlers. Oh, the tree branches. So yes, we do hold them to our head. Now she looks like a deer. So naturally, both of them charge her and knock her into the next fucking province. Okay, what are they arguing about anyway? Oh, I like her curiosity. What do you think? Encouraging creativity, it's good. They must have bumped into each other. Probably can't see very well. If they had some glasses, seeing wouldn't be a problem. It's very likely. Why don't you give them each a pair? So, not a zoologist, but maybe she'll be an artist. That's just cute. It's too cute. Where's this going? This is an awful lot of setup for something that, you know, it might not be directly relevant. It's interesting. I mean, this is definitely having the opposite of kind of a dread-inducing effect. Sage the owl guards the tree. She climbs and climbs hand over hand. She finally reaches the top of the tallest tree in the land. I mean, I did say I wanted to see more caring fathers in video games, so maybe this is kind of part and parcel of that. Can I get that grub or anything? Nope. Alright, well, let's see. Very mean, won't let her pass. If you can feed my newborn baby, I'll let you take a drop of spirit water home. Alright, I've almost wrapped this story up, apparently. Okay. How will she feed the baby bird? No, not an acorn, but maybe I can throw the acorn at the grub. Or I can plug the hole. Ah, here we go. If I plug the hole, it can't get away. Grub, more like scrub. Alright, feed. Feed, bird. Okay, Owl's satisfied with our offering, so we may proceed. We're going to eat the poor bug. Baby birds need to grow up. Sometimes you gotta kill to get ahead. Think I've never murdered a caterpillar? Let's give the birds some of their chocolate. Birds don't eat chocolate. I guess they can in this fantasy world. Okay, and here we go. Oh no, looks like the spirit water dried up long ago. Without the precious water, the flower won't be able to bloom. Well, that's a dark turn. Father cannot bear to see Shasha cry. He calls her to her bedside and tells her, "It's fine, it's nothing. Daddy's just very sleepy." As long as you're right, Daddy has nothing to be afraid of. Yep. The little girl weeps with sorrow, and as always, that is the key. Shoots begin to sprout from the dirt. From the shoots come leaves. From the leaves sprout a flower bud. The flower bud then blossoms into a beautiful tulip. Father realizes his daughter is the most precious thing in the land. Father's been cured. All of his other daughters are a little offended, but they'll get over it. Father and daughter plant the tulip in their field. Thousands of tulips blossom along the hillside. The fertile goddess is pleased. From then on, Shasha and her father looked after the sea of tulips. Together they live happily ever after. Pick up origami tulip. Looks like there's writing on it. Take. Oh, back to the creep show. That was a wholesome note. Oh. Now, what do I do with this tulip? That's the question. Well, there's medicine here. Can I use it with the... Nope. Sure can't. Can I take it back and maybe? Well, why don't I have a think about it? And in the meantime, I'd say it's just about time for me to wrap up for today. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's about time to wrap up for today. So that's what we're gonna do here. Friday Science tip: melancholy is a precursor to anxiety. Sudden changes in living environment can exacerbate condition. Yep. And on that note, so far I'm enjoying this. I will actually say that storybook segment was a little bit too long for me, but it was so lavishly rendered that it's difficult to complain. I'm eager to be back to the substance of the game, though, and we'll have to see where this is going. Definitely going to follow up with this. Oh, that's all for today. See you next time.